much for joining my Instagram Live. My name is Makita Waterman. I am the CEO of Top Writing Services Incorporated. I run a marketing, branding, and social media marketing agency. And here I am on an early Monday morning to talk about why you're not getting customers and what you can do next. I'll make it a bit easier for my crowd here by putting in the topic. Hi, thanks so much for joining. I'm just putting in the topic here. So the topic today is why you're not getting customers and what you can do next. Sorry everybody, I know I'm doing a selfie. I just want to put in the topic so everybody sees it. All right, so some of the things that I'm going to be talking about today are you're not building relationships with your customers. Thanks for joining. The wrong target audience. Maybe you might have a lack of confidence when you're writing your captions or doing your videos. Maybe your sales process isn't strong. Maybe you have tough competition. Maybe you're not being found or being discovered by people on social media. So we'll get started. So I know I talk a lot about building relationships on the internet, especially on apps like Instagram. It's really hard these days on this app. Not so much just because there's a lot of people in the competition, but there are so many features on Instagram. We have our stories, we have shopping, reels, IGTV. So a lot of our attention is spread on different parts of this app. And if you are not building relationships with people, it's going to be hard to get noticed. You might have really great photos, amazing videos, but for some reason or another, maybe you've been on this app for 3 or 6 months and you're just not getting leads and customers. So what I would tell anybody to do when they want to improve is to start sending DMs to people. This could be people that you're following or people that are following you. And the idea is to ask them one thing and one thing only. What can I do to help you? What can I share on Instagram to serve your needs? And the reason why you want to do that versus, hey, I just wanted to say hi, I've got a new product, check out the link in bio, hope you buy something. You really want to build that relationship first. Think of your social media platforms or your email campaigns as a retail store. When people come in the store, the first thing they want to know is if you're going to ask them, is there anything I can do to help? And if they do approach you for help, you're not going to go straight into selling mode, but you're going to go straight into, I could see you have this skin problem or you have this merchant services issue. I know exactly what I can do to help you. Here are the benefits of this versus buy this because it's great. So think of every interaction that you have with how can I serve you? And that is one of the best ways to start building relationships other than spending about 30 minutes or 60 minutes a day leaving comments. Get in those DMs and ask people, what information can I share to help you? Or what kind of problems are you having with your business when it comes to merchant services, skincare, finances? And that will be your golden moment to start creating content about those issues, their problems, their concerns, their doubts, their fears. Because once you start creating content that eliminates those fears, you then start building trust with your audience. A lack of confidence in your videos or in your content. So a lot of people aren't aware that when you write anything, it could be an email, a letter, your website content, people can sense if that person is a confident expert. And it's simply the words that we use. A lot of people don't realize that there's a psychology of words. Marketers that are really good at what they do, we have to understand the psychology of words because we know that words can change people's emotions, how they think. It can inspire them to click, purchase, buy, ask us questions. So you have to really learn what are those psychology of words, what are the pain points of my target audience, and how can I confidently portray that in my Instagram Reels videos or when I go live or if I just share a photo and start writing a caption. So try your best to use words like will versus can, help versus support, feedback versus, negative criticism. Try to use a call to action in every piece of content you share, even if it's just an email campaign. Click the link in bio or click the link to watch more of our content on YouTube. What questions do you have from us? Let us know how we can help you. These are words of confidence that are way different than I can help you get better or I can help you with your merchant services. That's kind of iffy, right? I don't know, if I go into a store and my mechanic says, I can help you with your engine, I'd probably get back in my car and go to the dealership that says, we've been doing this for 20 years, Makita, I will help you fix your engine. So there's just much more confidence in the words that we use. So try that out, might help you out. Maybe you're targeting the wrong target audience. I see this happen all the time. Sometimes people have this facade in their head of the perfect customer profile, and it is the complete opposite of what their products and services can actually do for the right group of people. So I know earlier on the weekend, I created a carousel. It says how to know your target audience. And some of the things I said was taking a look at the people that are following you. Check your insights on all of your social media platforms and see the percentage between men and women, where these people are located, and potentially their age if the app shows you that information. Take a look at your competitors' target audience. You know, what kind of customers are they bringing in? Are they bringing in corporate clients, or are they bringing in small businesses? Are they bringing in mompreneurs, meaning mothers who, work from home while they're raising their babies? Or are they pulling in complete new demographic that is totally in different country than Canada or the US? And so if you want to check out that carousel, feel free to do so. But some of the things that I shared in there will help you figure out your target audience so that you can start using the right hashtags that are niched down to the hashtags they use. You can start writing the captions and information that pulls them in to want to follow you or question or visit your website, etc., so that you can target the right people versus targeting, someone in your neighborhood that might not necessarily need what you want. So think about that. Your sales process might not be aligned and on point, meaning maybe you're just kind of converting people based on them visiting your store or them visiting your website, when maybe your sales process should start first with creating great content that educates and really creates a story of how you started your business and going live more so that you're more accessible to your audience, so that when they go live, they can ask questions. And maybe if they can't go live, you make sure that you download, add that to IGTV, or create a YouTube channel. You don't have to have 1,000 subscribers. Take the IGTV video and put it on YouTube, so the people that were working or whatever, they couldn't reach your live, they still have access to you. So just do your best to try to create a resource of information on all of your social platforms and your website and your YouTube channel, whatever it is that you use, so that when people get on your website or your Instagram page, you're covering the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, and why. The last thing you want to do is just cover who, what, where, and then people are calling you or emailing you for the when and the why, and you're now spending hours a week communicating with people when these resources really should have been on your website or on your social platforms. So make sure that you have a sales process from the moment you do a campaign or you're putting out content to the very end. Another carousel that I shared earlier last week was customer retention. That's just a fancy word for keeping your customers so that they keep coming back to you. I find that a lot of small businesses, they're not thinking about this. They're just kind of thinking about that sales experience where they bring the customer in, but then after the customer buys from them, they're not following them on their social platforms. They're not sending them email blasts or blogs or sending them emails to let them know that they're having an online event every week to go live. So make sure that as soon as somebody buys from you, try to get their email address, because once you have access to their email, and as long as they don't unsubscribe, you can send them communications to let them know you've got events coming up or new products or tips and tricks on how that they can, solve little basic problems that they can do on their own, or maybe they won't be able to do it on their own because they don't have time. So make sure that you're consistently nurturing that relationship. Hi, Jackie, thanks for joining. Make sure that you're consistently nurturing that relationship with your customer so that they keep coming back, and make sure that you're creating shareable content, meaning photos and videos that inspire your followers and your customers to share it with people they know. Shareable content can be pictures without your face on it, carousels without too much of your personal photos. It can be quotes, Pay Knive is a perfect example. I like the fact that you're actually adding quotes with your website, and you're kind of sharing that pain point for people. So some people don't even realize that they have a merchant services problem or a health problem or a beauty related problem until you put out a piece of content that says, if you're doing this, you're actually not solving this problem. Or if you're doing this, you're actually not completing what you need to do in order to be successful. So those quotes are really great. I definitely recommend that you keep doing that. It's very, very smart. Competition. Now, we all have competition, but the truth is the people that shine among the bigger companies that have bigger spending on ads are the people that are doing the opposite of their competition, or they're doing way more than their competition. So I'll give you an example. I have a favorite marketer that I follow. Oh, you're welcome. I have a favorite marketer that I follow, and he is everywhere. He goes live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. This man did lives for like 4 months, every single day, Monday through Friday in the summertime during phase 1 quarantine. And he did that because he knew that his competitors they're not going to do that. They don't care that much for their audience. And this guy is constantly putting out high value content more than 3 or 4 times a day on LinkedIn, for example. So when you want to outshine, and kind of like outshadow your competition, you have to do more than them. Now, more doesn't mean you have to spend 8 hours a day on Instagram. It could just simply mean using a social media app like Later or Buffer and scheduling your content so that it does the work for you for free while you're working and building your business. So try to look at the small competitors. Hi, thanks for joining, Paul. Think at the big competitors and ask yourself, what are my competitors not doing? What can I do to outshine them? And sometimes it's just easy things like going live twice a week versus once a week, sharing 3 pieces of content on social media versus 1 per day. It could just be those little things just to grab people's attention so that they totally forget about your competitors. It's very easy to do, but you really have to be committed to doing a little bit more to stand out from your big and small competitors. Not being found. So it's very easy for people to not get new customers because you're not in front of their eyes. So advertising is definitely a good way. If you're a business to business company, I think Pay Knive, if you're still on the line, you're probably business to business. So advertising for you would really be good on Facebook and LinkedIn. It's a little bit higher for click per rate on LinkedIn, but what I like about the LinkedIn and Facebook ads is you can niche down specifically to a target audience, an organization, men or women, a specific location, city. So these are a little bit more niche down than I'd say Instagram ads, but it doesn't hurt not to use Instagram ads as well. Not being found by your competition can also mean that maybe you are putting out content out there, but you're not using the right hashtags. So a hashtag strategy that you want to definitely take advantage of. Hi, thank you so much for joining. A hashtag strategy that you want to take advantage of is niching down to your target audience. And let's just take, for example, let's say I live in Toronto. I don't want to use the hashtag Toronto because, let's face it, if you've been to Toronto, there's so many things going on. There's entertainment, there's food, there's the Toronto Raptors, there's the lakeshore, right? So you want to niche down to your hashtag. So you want to say, okay, my customers are moms, or my customers are small businesses. So let's niche down to Toronto small businesses, Toronto mom bloggers, Toronto grocery stores. So niche down with those hashtags, because if you're just kind of putting out success what? There's success with relationships, there's success with diet, there's success with finance. Niche down on your hashtags and follow the hashtags of your target audience. So let's just say that you have 5 customers following you on social media. Take a look and see the hashtags that they are putting on their posts and start using those hashtags. So other things that I can sit here and say is I spend about 30 minutes to 45 minutes on LinkedIn literally looking through one hashtag. So it could be YEG real estate or YEG tech. And I look through that hashtag and I look at the posts that I like the most. And I leave comments on those posts. And I'm now noticing that some of those realtors or some of those people in tech in Edmonton are now following me on LinkedIn. And the same thing will go for Instagram. One other tip that I can give you before I go today is when you post something on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, I highly recommend that you communicate with people 20 to 30 minutes before you post and 20 to 30 minutes after you post. So on average, you should spend about an hour on Instagram. And that could be before and after you post. There's your hour, or maybe you chop it up in certain sections. And here's why. When I do this, it notifies people that usually people don't see their comments or until maybe 20 or 30 minutes after, which is ample opportunity, because what most people do when they see a comment is they'll go on your page and they'll look and see what's the most freshest piece of content that you shared, which increases the chance of them also liking your comments, seeing what you're up to, and getting in your DMs and saying, hey, I really like your content. Can we set up a Zoom chat? And the reason why I also say communicate with people 20 to 30 minutes after your post is because, again, you want to reach to those new people in those news hashtags, because if you really leave something clever or funny in a comment, there's a high chance that they'll go back to your page, check it out, assess whether they should follow you or not, and then you just got a new follower. So I hope that these tips and advice helps. If you have any questions in the comments here, let me know. I'll do my best to help you out with any concerns or questions or experiences that you're going through. But lead generation, it's really about customer building content that speaks to your confidence level, and being accessible to your audience. I don't know how many people that I see on Instagram, they've got great products and services. I haven't tried it, but I can tell by the photos that they have a lot of good stuff, but they don't go live. They don't send, they don't correspond with people's comments. They don't reply to their messages. They don't reply to their comments. And I'm sitting there like, how can anybody buy from you if you're kind of like a ghost, like you're posting, but you're ghosting, or you're posting and you're ignoring, or you're posting expecting the world to come to you? And it doesn't work like that anymore. I believe that Instagram, those days of just posting and you go from 0 to 10K followers in 2 years, I'm not saying that you can't do that, but you're going to have to do a lot of the things that I just mentioned in order to get noticed, to shine outside of your competition, and really show people that you're an expert. And last thing I'll leave you with is your story is golden. You can have all the competitors in the world, but nobody has Oprah Winfrey's story. Nobody has Bill Gates' story. Nobody can duplicate Steve Jobs' story. It's just impossible. And that's what makes each and every one of these people, including me and yourself, priceless, is because your story is golden. And people really want to see that these days. They don't just want to see our products and services or tips and advice. They want to see what you're about. And if you can share all of these contents and use these tips from now to the next 3 to 6 months, I cannot see how you can't turn your Instagram into a lead generation. Well, instead of you going to other people, people are now coming to you naturally because they can see that you've been building these amazing pieces of content. You're consistent, you're accessible to your audience, you go above and beyond, you're going live once a week. People just want to feel special. I think at the end of the day, that's what it is about customers. They want to feel special. They want to feel like you have their best interest in mind. And if there's any way that you can do that every day, even if it's just a 1 to 2 minute video, or you go live for 10 minutes versus 15, 30, that really speaks volumes compared to most companies out there. And I'm telling you this when I say this, most companies, they're not going to do what these new things that I'm sharing with you that are really helping people during this quarantine succeed, because a lot of companies I'm noticing, they're still doing the same stuff they were doing in 2019. They're still doing the same marketing strategies they did in January 2020. And I'm sorry, this world is quickly changing. This app is changing too. the old stuff, it's not going to work, and a lot of companies will figure that out next year. But now that we know this now, why not start getting ahead of the curve? So I hope this tips and advice helps. I've got a couple of more pieces of content today on Instagram to share with each and every one of you. And as I always say, Instagram Live Mondays, I go live every Monday, early now, 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Central Time, and that's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have any ideas on things that you'd like to see on my next live, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions and feedback and recommendations. And I hope that this live is good. And to each and every one of you that are going to eventually watch this, yeah, just check out my YouTube channel. I share all of my lives that I've been doing this year that I haven't shared on IGTV, and you can stream through all of it. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for joining me today, everybody. Happy Monday, stay safe and take care, and we'll chat soon. Bye.